This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Thursday, the 18th day of April in the year 2024. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. The Guyana Power and Light Company has announced that it will be doling out a staggering $1 million as a mobilization fee, and will also be paying 6.62 US cents per kilowatt hour as a monthly charter fee for the power ship, as well as a monthly operation and maintenance fee of 0.98 US cents per kilowatt hour, based on electricity generated. In a statement today, the power company explained that it signed the contract over the weekend with Urbicon Concessions Investments of Qatar to charter a power ship with a total installed capacity of 34 megawatts for a period of 2 years. The contract includes the provision of operation and maintenance services as part of the agreement. The power ship is expected to operate at 96% availability. GPL has paid a total mobilization fee of $1 million and is not required under the contract to pay a demobilization fee. Under the contract, however, GPL is responsible for providing heavy fuel for the operation of the generators on the power ship. In giving a background of the contracted company, GPL said the company is a subsidiary of UCC Holdings, which is incorporated in Qatar and has a strategic alliance with Car Power Ship International of Turkey. According to GPL, the power ship last operated in Cuba as part of a contingent of similar generating assets. The power ship, which is expected to be located in Everton, Berbice, is likely to arrive here on the 1st of May and will be interconnected with GPL's grid. GPL said it has already begun preparatory works at the site to accommodate the power ship and the interconnection to its grid. The power ship is expected to be fully functional by the 8th of May, according to GPL. The intervention of the power ship comes as the country is grappling with daily power outages for long hours. In the last 2 months alone, citizens have expressed their frustrations over lengthy power outages, which have disrupted their lives and their livelihoods. A number of citizens have also lodged complaints about damages to their appliances by power fluctuations. The government has dismissed concerns about the feasibility of securing the services of the power ship for 2 years, as against investing more in GPL and its power generation capacity. Since the signing of the agreement, GPL has started to put systems in place to accommodate the power ship and transfer the power to its national grid. More news coming up in just a moment.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Guyana's landscape is set to immensely transform, with some $221.4 billion earmarked to fast-track the country's infrastructural development. To improve accessibility, $204.1 billion was budgeted for roads and bridges. Some $6.9 billion will be going towards strengthening the country's river and sea defense, $8.1 billion and $2.3 billion for improved river and air transport respectively. These projects are supported by the country's first $1 trillion budget, which was supported by oil revenues.
again, it's time for the official Linden Town Week Big People Party. This year, Big Man to a Skylark. Join Go Mosley Entertainment on Thursday the 2nd of May at the Mackenzie Bandstand for 5 big bands: Stitchy, Super Ray, Murphy, the Castro Brothers, and for the first time in Linden, the one-woman band Queen Makiba.
But when I see what I was getting, boy, I start to shiver, cause I know I'm unable with that. Get me, young boy.
Plus DJ Granny Ivy will be live. Party like never before. It's a one-man band and one-woman band fete for Linden Town Week, Thursday the 2nd of May at the Mackenzie Bandstand. Big Man to a Skylark. Compliments of GTT, Sheriff Security, 592 Tees, Banks Beer, Guinness, and XM Rums. Drink responsibly for the official Linden Town Week Big People Party. Big Man to a Skylark.
Holiday spending put a dent in your cash. Top up your pockets in the Cash Splash promotion. Win over $5 million, including over $1 million in our weekly draws. Just purchase any Buster, Turbo, Fruita, Pool Kids, or Viva. Look for the 8-digit code starting with 786. Then visit Facebook or IG at Buster Guyana or Turbo_Caribbean for more details.
Let's tell you now that the opposition today said it fears that Guyanese may still have to brace themselves for more power outages, even with the use of a power ship with the capacity to generate up to 36 megawatts of power. At a press conference this morning, Opposition Member of Parliament Sherwin Holder said while GPL's inability to generate sufficient power to meet the current demand for electricity forms a major part of the problem, there is also the issue of technical losses that the company may be ignoring.
The issue is not only at the generation level, but there are issues at the distribution level. You can put whatever you want at the power plant and deliver how much power, but if you don't get it right downstream where you're delivering that power to the people, you still have problems. And so they need to take a holistic approach.
And weighing in on the issue, People's National Congress Reform Central Executive Committee member Sherwin Benjamin said there is no quick fix to the issues facing GPL, and the government must take accountability. He said technical losses within the system also contribute to power outages, and if not fixed, Guyanese will continue to suffer the consequences of poor management by the power company.
The issue of the existing lines, I mean, you're bringing new systems on board, but you're not doing anything with the power lines. What are you doing with that to better equip it for the capacity that you're building? And this again highlights the government's ineptitude, its failure to do current research to ensure whatever it does reaches the internationally accepted best practices, and they're just not prudent.
GPL currently has an installed capacity of 166 megawatts, while the current demand is over 180 megawatts. The power ship, which is scheduled to arrive in the country within 3 weeks, is expected to supply the country with some 36 megawatts of power for a period of 2 years. Under the agreement with the power ship company, GPL will be required to pay 6.62 US cents per kilowatt hour as a monthly charter fee for the power ship, and a monthly operation and maintenance fee of 0.98 US cents per kilowatt hour based on the electricity generated. Additionally, the power company is required to pay $1 million as the mobilization fee. MP Holder said the opposition is currently analyzing government's decision to charter the power ship and will interrogate the numbers to determine its feasibility. The decision to charter the power ship comes months after the power company secured 17 generating sets back in December at a cost of $27 million. However, to date, it is unclear whether all of those sets are operational. A number of them have encountered challenges since their arrival. The management of the Guyana Power and Light Company is expected to appear before the Parliamentary Sectorial Committee on Economic Services on the 8th of May. However, ahead of that meeting, Mr. Holder, as chairman of the Economic Services Committee, was invited to a meeting with GPL at the office of the Prime Minister today. He opted not to attend that meeting.
I will not be attending that meeting. I believe that if they want to give an update, they can hold a press conference and update the nation. That it is disrespectful to the Economic Services Committee, who has made a decision that they must come in front of the committee and we must field questions to them, serious questions. I will not be going at the Prime Minister's office where I'm limited in what I can ask.
Holder said GPL must answer to the Economic Services Committee and be held accountable. Well, although the Guyana Power and Light Company will find itself carrying additional costs for the rental of a power ship to generate additional power for the national grid, Vice President Bara Jagdeo today assured that there will be no increase in electricity charges over the next 2 years that the ship will be in Guyana.
The answer is no.
No.
There will be no increase in the price of electricity because of this rental.
As part of the rental agreement for the power supply ship, the power company GPL has to pay a $1 million mobilization fee, in addition to operation and maintenance costs monthly. The power company will also have to purchase and supply the power ship with heavy fuel for its power generation to supply the national grid. There have been concerns about the feasibility of the rental, especially coming months after the government spent $27 million on the purchase of used generating sets that appeared to have had very little impact on improving the power supply. The rental of the power ship comes even as the government is pushing ahead with its gas-to-energy project, which is expected to come on stream next year and significantly reduce electricity costs. Minister of Local Government Sonia Parag has indicated that significant progress is being made in removing the rubble from the site where a section of the dilapidated Stabroek Market Wharf collapsed on Wednesday. Upon her return to the scene of the collapsed wharf today, Minister Parag told reporters that teams of workers from the Ministry of Local Government, the Ministry of Public Works, and the Georgetown City Council worked late into the night to remove debris from the site, with work recommencing as early as 4 o'clock this morning. The local government minister said even as the work continues, she is pleased that there has been no additional report of persons being injured or trapped under the rubble.
And I can see that we've had a lot of progress with removing the rubble, and we've gone a far way. And as was disclosed yesterday, that we were told and we saw 5 persons being injured, but we were not certain whether there were other persons beneath the rubble or if anyone was trapped beneath there. But as the rubble is being moved out, we haven't seen any signs of that, so that's very good, that's fortunate. And we're happy about that. We're also happy about the progress because we have more manpower now.
And Minister within the Ministry of Public Works, Deodat Indar, who was also at the site today, explained that 35 laborers were manually removing debris from the site as late as 10 o'clock last night until the arrival of the barge. He said there was additional manpower today as the work continued using both manpower and an excavator and the barge. It was also explained that the rubble that is closer to the river is being placed onto the barge with the use of an excavator, while materials closer to the market are being removed manually and transported in trucks to the disposal site. He said later tonight the section of the dilapidated wharf, which is still standing, will be pulled down.
So when the market is closed and people gone and the boats stop operating, we'll have to pull down that shed and start removing that because there's an accident waiting to happen too.
However, while Ministers Indar and Parag expressed satisfaction with the work done so far, Public Security Minister Robeson Ben said the pace is unsatisfactory.
Well, the pace of work is unsatisfactory. There's a barge there with an excavator which is being kept at high rates, and I'm not satisfied that it's being properly loaded. The excavator is not properly tooled to offload the material, so that is going slow. And secondly, people are taking away things from the site to other places, which is a matter which we have to bring control to.
Minister Ben also expressed dissatisfaction that many of the workers at the site were not properly clad in safety gear. Ben said he has made his safety concerns known to the Georgetown City Council's engineering department.
Hi, my name is Keisha Davis, first of 4 siblings. I'm a mom of 3 and I'm an auditor.
My brother Tariq is a transgender man, which means he was born female but now lives as a man. He's always known himself to be.
He's great at math. I'm horrible. And he actually helps my my 12-year-old daughter with her math. As soon as he gets home at night, he'll say, Jazz, let's go. What would you like me to help you with? She actually got a prize in school for full score at math and English. Tariq is my rock. Like, honestly, my confidant. No matter what it is, no matter how horrible it might look through others' eyes, he doesn't judge. And he is there to support me, to support my kids. I don't know if I would do without him.
Linden, it's time for the official Linden Town Week Big People Party. This year, Big Man Tour Skylark. Join Go Mosley Entertainment on Thursday the 2nd of May at the Mackenzie Bandstand for 5 big bands: Stitchy, Super Ray, Murphy, the Castro Brothers, and for the first time in Linden, the one-woman band Queen Makiba.
But when I see what I was getting, boy, I start to shiver, cause I know I'm unable with that. Get me, young boy.
Plus DJ Granny Ivy will be live. Party like never before. It's a one-man band and one-woman band fete for Linden Town Week. Thursday the 2nd of May at the Mackenzie Bandstand. Big Man Tour Skylark. Compliments of GTT, Sheriff Security, 592Ts, Banks Beer, Guinness, and XM Rums. Drink responsibly for the official Linden Town Week Big People Party. Big Man Tour Skylark.
Mobil 1 is more than oil. It's many oils. It transforms at the molecular level. When cold, it's thicker than honey. When hot, it's thinner than water. Mobil 1 adapts and readapts to last longer. 16,000 kilometers between oil changes. That's your engine evolved.
Sol Guyana is the authorized distributor of Mobil lubricants.
Regional security and stability came up for discussion on Wednesday during a telephone call between U.S. Principal Deputy National Security Advisor John Feiner and President Irfan Ali. President Ali is also the current chairman of CARICOM. In a statement, the White House said the U.S. government official also spoke about ways to deepen bilateral relations between Guyana and the U.S., including the U.S. unwavering support for Guyana's sovereignty. The U.S. has long backed Guyana in the ongoing territorial controversy with neighboring Venezuela. The country also spearheaded a number of security exercises here, and several high-ranking officials from the U.S. Southern Command have also been here in Guyana to lend their support to the Guyana Defense Force. During the call yesterday, the U.S. official also welcomed Guyana's leadership as the current chair of CARICOM. They both reiterated the importance of urgently increasing international support for Haitian-led efforts and the multinational security support mission to help Haitians restore security and pave the way towards free and fair elections. President Ali and the U.S. official also discussed other shared priorities, including energy security and climate change. Turning our attention now to the oil and gas sector and that local content summit. Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlal believes that the government has set a framework in place to provide the necessary protection for Guyanese workers and companies in the oil and gas sector. Delivering a presentation at the second Local Content Summit, the Attorney General said the policy of the government has always been to put Guyana first and put Guyanese first, hence the passage of the Local Content Law.
Because we have no apologies for saying that our priority is to ensure that Guyanese dominate the sector. That is why we have a law called a Local Content Law, because that is the ultimate objective.
According to Mr. Nandlal, one of the ways that the government is trying to avoid the resource curse is to protect Guyanese investments and the employment in the sector.
Many countries have used the policies, not law. We felt that the policies would have been ineffective. We needed the strongest institutional instrument to ensure that the Guyanese workforce would be protected and would be offered a fair and reasonable opportunity to participate in the sector.
Nandlal noted that although the government has faced pushbacks in introducing the Local Content Law, it was clear in its vision that it wanted Guyanese in particular to benefit from the sector, and therefore went ahead with the legislation. As it relates to Guyanese companies, Attorney General Nandlal noted that similar protections are also being afforded to those companies. But he warned that some foreign companies that do not meet the requirements under the law are putting Guyanese as fronts for them, and that is illegal.
Not only you must own it effectively in terms of share and voting rights, but you must actually be managing it. 75% of the executive and senior management must be Guyanese, and 90% of the non-managerial and other position. This is a fairly rigid framework and set of criteria that you have to satisfy.
Despite the new legislation being in place, Mr. Nandlal pointed out that in most instances, the local skill set does not meet the demand of the industry, and therefore companies are being forced to use outside workers and service providers. Now let's tell you that a 36-year-old woman lost her life late last night at the corners of Princess Street and High Street here in Georgetown when she was hit down and crushed by a container truck. Police have identified the dead woman as Nina Williams. A 24-year-old man who was driving the container truck at the time of the accident has since been arrested. A police report of the incident said the truck was being driven south along High Street while the woman was crossing east to west. Eyewitnesses told investigators that as the woman was in the center of the road, she ran into the path of the truck. She was dragged along the roadway from the point of impact, resulting in her body being dismembered. Emergency medical technicians were contacted and pronounced the woman dead at the scene. A breathalyzer test was conducted on the driver, but there was no trace of alcohol in his system. However, he remains in custody, assisting with the investigations.
Look at the breathtaking beauty of the Essequibo, from its pristine rivers to its abundant resources. It's a treasure that belongs to Guyana, and we ask Venezuela to respect the rule of international law.
Our commitment to this land is not just about ownership. It's about preserving its beauty and resources for our people and future generations.
The controversy between Guyana and Venezuela was settled internationally as full, perfect, and final in 1899. Essequibo belongs to Guyana.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyoil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyoil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial and aerial transportation. Guyana has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Holiday spending put a dent in your cash. Top up your pockets in the Cash Splash promotion. Win over $5 million, including over $1 million in our weekly draws. Just purchase any Buster, Turbo, Fruita, Cool Kids or Viva. Look for the 8-digit code starting with 786. Then visit Facebook or IG at Buster Guyana or Turbo_Caribbean for more details.
With your regional and international news tonight, I'm Svetlana Marshall in the region. Dengue cases have created an emergency situation in the Americas, although cases in hotspots Argentina and Brazil appear to have stabilized. The head of the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, said on Thursday. PAHO, a United Nations agency, has confirmed more than 5.2 million cases of dengue across the Americas this year, an over 48% jump from the 3.5 million cases the group reported late last month. More than 1,800 people have died from the mosquito-borne viral illness, up from over 1,000 deaths reported last month in the year through March. The countries so far hit the hardest in the current outbreak, Argentina and Brazil, still have a very strong transmission, PAHO said. It warned that the supply of an existing dengue vaccine is very limited, and even widespread vaccination would not have an immediate impact on interrupting the ongoing outbreak. The U.S. State Department has announced the suspension of routine visa services at its embassy in Haiti. In a statement, the U.S. Embassy said in wake of the escalating gang violence, it is only accepting expedited non-immigrant visa appointments for life or death medical emergencies with proof of travel plans. Non-immigrant visa applicants may apply at any embassy or consulate where they are physically present and where appointments are available. Applicants can request an expedited appointment once an interview has been scheduled, but must describe the unique circumstances that justify such a request, the statement disclosed. In addition, routine immigrant visa appointments are also suspended until further notice. Meanwhile, the American Citizen Services Unit in the Consular section continues to provide services for U.S. citizens in Haiti. And finally tonight, international news. The judge overseeing former U.S. President Donald Trump's criminal trial dismissed 2 jurors on Thursday as lawyers struggled to assemble a panel of 12 jurors and 6 alternates for one of the most high-profile trials in American history. Justice Juan Merchan excused one juror after prosecutors said he may not have disclosed prior brushes with the law. Merchan did not specify why he dismissed that juror. The judge had previously excused a juror who said she felt intimidated because some personal information had been made public. She said family, friends, and colleagues had contacted her after deducing she was on the jury. The 2 removals mean that 5 people so far have been selected for the jury. The decisions highlighted the extraordinary pressures around the first criminal trial ever of a former U.S. president. Trump is one of the most controversial figures in American politics, and roughly half of the 192 potential jurors screened so far in heavily Democratic Manhattan have been dismissed after saying they could not impartially assess his guilt or innocence. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.